All right. Welcome to episode 2 of the Ball Knowers Pod. We're here with the trio of JJZ. That is Jawler, Justin, Zach. I'm Zach, that's Justin, that's Jawler. They're doing good. We're not even going to ask them how they're doing. But let's get right into it and close out week number 3 with those Monday night games. Monday night, doubleheader, which we do like. It was Jacksonville Jaguars at the Bills and the Washington Redskins Washington Commanders at the Cincinnati Bengals. But the first game was the Bills game. Gentlemen, start with you, Justin. What'd you think? Jacksonville Buffalo. If ended 47-10, what did you see? What'd you like? What you did not like?
I think Jacksonville is more ass than anybody expected. Buffalo, maybe it's their year. Everyone thought they were. This is like their window's closed, right? And they come out and they look like this. It's pretty crazy. T-Law is not him, as you said already. I don't know what's going on, but I think they're for sure. They're not in the playoffs this year, I don't think, and I'm surprised by that. I thought they would be better.
Jollar, thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all talked about we thought it'd be not a close game, and it was pretty much wrapped up at halftime. I don't think it would happen that quick, but yeah, Josh Allen looked freaking awesome. 4 touchdowns, 3 for 30. He looked awesome. And kind of what Justin said, the Trevor Lawrence sentiment, I kind of agree with that. I mean, he averaged under 5 yards per attempt this week, only threw for 178 yards in the game. They looked awful all around. Just again, way worse than, like you said, worse than I thought they'd be this year. Um, Literally looked like a bottom 3 team in the league. Just really, really bad. Travis Etienne had a good game for what he got. I mean, he only had 11 carries, obviously, because they were losing by a million, but he was averaging almost 7 yards a rush. But other than that, I thought the play calling was bad. I think Doug Peterson's done after this season. I think obviously Trevor Lawrence will be around probably next year. They
Bring
have
back
him tied
Urban
up,
Meyer?
but at this point, it's
Yeah.
like anything's got to be open on the table, man. But I think Doug's done after this year. I just, I don't think he's the guy. They look worse through 3 weeks than he has his whole tenure. Yeah, I don't know. It's not looking good.
What is this, year
No.
3 for him now?
I think so. Yeah,
Peterson or Lawrence?
Doug.
Peterson.
2 or 3, yeah. No, yeah, I definitely think this game was a mix of Jacksonville being terrible and then Buffalo being actually really, really good. I think Buffalo just capitalized on every single time they touched the ball, was just on one, and then every time Jacksonville touched the ball, they were like, we forgot what to do with this ball and where to go with it. It was embarrassing.
Yeah,
I think we kind of touched on it, last episode when I said, Trevor Lawrence, I think Justin actually made the comments like he's this is it. He's got to figure it out now, or he's going to be the Nick Mullins or the backup quarterback. Like that's it. He's done. He's not the number one overall. He's going to be good anymore. We got to stop giving him chances. And he's 0-3 now. I mean, I guess week 1 they looked okay against Miami, and Miami came back and won that game. I guess we'll give him that, but I think if they don't finish 500 or better, I think that's it. They got to give someone else a shot. But that's just my thought.
How funny would it be if the Jags went from Trevor Lawrence to Mac Jones?
That I was gonna say, who's the backup? Is Mac Jones is the backup?
Yeah, yeah.
he
There's no
is.
way it
Yeah,
happens, obviously, because he got the big payday this offseason. So he's got. Yeah, if anybody's going to be out after this year, it's going to be Doug Peterson, not Trevor Lawrence. He'll at least have a couple more years.
but I think
But then after that,
yeah, Trevor's not going anywhere. But I think if he has a bad season overall, like I said last week, he's kind of gotten a pass up until this point. But I think if he has a
For
bad
what
season,
though? But why have we given him a pass? Is what I'm saying.
we all know for what he deserves a pass for year 1 for sure.
Okay, okay.
when I say use him a
It's because of
pass, I
your
don't.
guy, your guy.
Urban Meyer, the go
Yeah,
baby.
I don't
Dude
know.
is
He
too
just.
busy, putting fingers where they don't belong.
Didn't even make it one season, man. That's awful.
No, but yeah, I mean, he'll definitely finish out the season, and we'll see. But Buffalo, I think, really took advantage, and yeah, man, 3-0. We'll touch in on those 3-0 teams a little bit later, but well, the next one to close out week 3, Washington Commanders at Cincinnati Bengals. Whew. Washington, I wouldn't say pulled out a win. They controlled that game. It looked good, 38-33. We'll start with you, Joller. What'd you see? What'd you like?
Man, I thought Jayden Daniels looked freaking awesome. Just dropping absolute dimes, making insane throws. He set the rookie completion record on Monday Night Football in his third game in the NFL. Looked freaking awesome.
90.1%, if my memory holds.
Yeah, I mean 21 for 23, whatever the math is on that. I should know that, but I don't. 141 QBR, 2 touchdowns. Um, yeah, the only person I think in Washington who is more excited um, than the fans is freaking Terry McLaurin. Like the idea of him actually having a quarterback. Like, oh my God, like is this really happening right now? Like, is he? You know, I mean, I know it's only week 3, but like he looked awesome, and it wasn't just the passing yards, and the box score. He made some big time throws, like absolute dots, and it was very very impressive to watch in that game. I thought.
Justin, what'd you see?
Yeah, I think we have RG3 2.0. We'll see if the running all around is sustainable for him. But he looks good right now. Yeah, like Joller said, Terry McLaurin actually has somebody to throw him the football now, and we all know how good Terry McLaurin is. But now we'll actually get to see. He's probably top 5 receiver in the league, and that's why he got paid this offseason. Bengals just, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. Is
It's not
it
Burrow. It's not
early? Is
Burrow.
it early season struggles like typical, or
Defense
is
is
it
bad.
this like, or is Bengals just are the Bengals just bad? You know what I mean?
I
Was
think the
Jamar Chase
defense
not
is
being
bad.
there all off season a problem? Yeah, the defense is bad. I don't know. Maybe it's just not the Bengals year. Who would have thought after 3 weeks, Steelers be 3-0 and Bengals be 0-3. You know,
Well, the Bengals always start slow, but like if you said they're going to
Not
start
this
0 and
slow.
3, I don't. Yeah, not this slow. I mean,
yeah.
this was kind of not a make or break game, but I think it's a game most people pick Cincy. You know,
So
at
this was their
home.
get right game. Their
Yeah,
get
this is
right
a get
game.
right game. You don't really know exactly what you have with Jayden Daniels coming into this game. Rookie quarterback on an unknown team. You're at home. You're 0-2. You kind of have to win this game in the public eye. And like Zach said, not a close game per se. Well, sort of a close game, but yeah, Washington controlled the game but the whole night. It felt like they just set the pace and they won convincingly. It wasn't a fluke or here and
The
there.
good
And
old score does not do it justice. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
yeah, I think the Bengals fans should be worried because Joe played great that night. The defense is a problem, man, and you're 0-3, and yeah, I don't know. It's not looking great.
I saw, the Terry McLaurin, love that Ohio State boy. You already know. Love to see it. He's had like 7 or 8 quarterbacks thrown to him. Alex Smith was his first quarterback thrown to him. That's how wild. And what else? Sam Howell and all the other Washington Commanders or Dwayne Haskins, RIP. Like all those quarterbacks have been thrown to him, and like Joller said, he's finally gotten someone that's can throw to him. That's awesome. Love to see what they connect to. I would love him to be RG3 2.0. RG3 looked good for one season, then kind of tailored off. We'll see. It's rookies, like Joller said. You don't know what you're getting. They can't. There's no scheme for them. They're rookies. You don't know how to plan for them. You don't know what they're going to look like, but you want him to continue it on. And from in the lights, in Bengals, they call them something, right? The dog pound, not dog pound, but they're the Bengals, the tiger corner. I don't know. They have some sort of name for them, but in
Welcome to the jungle,
Cincinnati,
baby.
yeah, something like that. On Monday night underneath the lights, and you come out and you just throw dots after dots after dime, and set a rookie record and put up
Yeah,
almost a 40-piece McNuggets on the Cincinnati Bengals. You're not looking too bad.
no, they're not. Are the is it overreaction or are the Commanders NFC East contenders slash playoff contenders? Is it too early to say that?
No, no. I was telling Zach, um, you know, I had a conversation with a coworker at the beginning of the season that, I think the Commanders could be one of
Sleeper.
those teams that, yeah, from like zero to hero, right? Like nobody expects them, right? Next game's at Arizona, home for Cleveland. Then you have Baltimore, but then you're Carolina at home, Chicago at home, at New York Giants. Like they could very easily
Winnable.
over the next few weeks, like all their games, a lot of their games are winnable. They have a few tougher games. Obviously, play Philly twice, and they're at New Orleans and stuff. But like I see no reason why this team couldn't make the playoffs, especially if Jayden Daniels plays like that. They could easily win the NFC East.
I think it'll be interesting once they have more divisional matchups because, like, no offense, even tonight, like the Cowboys didn't look. I mean, the Cowboys won, but they beat the Giants by 5, who are like an abysmal team, So we don't really know. And we'll talk about the Cowboys later, but with two bad losses back to back and squeaking by the Giants, the Cowboys are kind of like an unknown right now.
Book it
Like if
now.
they're that
Daniels
good.
at Philly. He's winning. Book it now.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too is like the Cowboys are kind of so-so. We don't really know, and I mean the Eagles. I mean the Eagles are good. I don't think the Eagles are that great or that like dominant so far. I don't know. They don't look steady to me. So again, it's early, but I think if you start seeing some of these divisional matchups and if they're close games or it's not out of the realm of possibility. I think that the Commanders are contenders for the division.
No, for sure. All right, well, that closes out week 3 of the National Football League. Great week. And we just watched a glorious, I guess, with no touchdowns from the Giants side, Thursday night football game on Prime, Cowboys at Giants to start off week 4. Start with you, Justin, since the loving Cowboys fan. What'd you think?
It's not pretty, man. It's ugly. I have zero confidence in this team. I think they're ass. Michael Parsons getting hurt is not good. Trayvon Diggs looking like he's hurt. Maybe it's just cramps. Who knows?
D-Law,
It's
too.
not good. Yeah,
All in the last like 10 minutes of the game.
yeah. And then you score 20 points against the Giants. Like really? 2 first half touchdowns. I mean, whatever. It didn't look good. I'm kind of numb. Jerry kind of ruined the offseason for me, and so coming into the season with no expectations, I'm not expecting anything. I'm
Did he
thinking
ruin
that
it?
they're
Did
a
he ruin it with that
solid.
video with Jamie Foxx, too, or no?
Oh my God, we're not talking about that. You can look that up if anyone's actually listening. You can look that up on the internet on your own time. We're not going to talk about that, or I don't want to talk about it. I don't know. You can overrule
No,
me.
I just wanted to say it out there. No, you're good. All right, keep going.
I
What
thought
else?
that was a joke when I saw that. I said, "Wait!" I saw the video and I said, "Had to play it back." But I see Jamie Foxx's face like I'm out. Like Jamie Foxx has just had enough, and I was like, "What's the probability this is real?" And I was reading the comments, and I'm like, "Yeah, I guess he was really talking about that." So
Good old
anyway,
Jerry
shout out Jerry
Jones.
Jones.
Yeah, he's bad, man. He's bad. It doesn't look good. We beat the Giants and we beat the Browns this season. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. We're not a good team, and we're maybe like on the verge of 7th seed. I'm guessing like 9 wins this year, 8 wins maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Joller,
It's
what'd you think?
weird, but I mean, I was kind of surprised the Giants kind of made it a game in the fourth quarter. Didn't really think Dallas would let him in, to be honest. The Giants had
I'm
like
the
no
only
running game
one
at
that had
all.
faith in Giants, man. God damn.
They averaged like
To,
1.1 yards per carry today.
yeah, they had, including Daniel Jones, who I think had 3 or 4 rush yards. They had 27 rushing yards total for the whole game
Yeah.
amongst 4 rushers on the box score, including the quarterback. That's insane. And in a close game, it's like you're not getting blown out. What have we learned, class? Run the damn ball. I just don't understand how you only have 27 rushing yards in an NFL game. It's
Against
insane.
the worst rush defense in the league.
Yeah, who just gave up how many total points the last 2 weeks did the Cowboys just give up
Like
on the ground?
900.
Yes, about
Like
that.
about what? Literally almost what? 300 rushing yards over 2 games?
Yeah.
I mean,
It
give or
was like
take
550. It was
It
about
like
was it
five.
was
It was
it
like
was more than
580
that.
total or something.
It was much more than that
rushing.
because just last week was 274. So
274 rushing, right?
Just last week. Just last week.
Just last week. Okay, so yeah, so you get 27 rush yards against arguably the worst run defense in the league. Brian Dable,
464 is the number. 464, just for your reference.
like, what is Brian Dable calling? I don't understand. He's done after this year too. Him and Doug are both cooked. Like, I mean, Daniel Jones is paid. I mean, they're both awful. Fire them both into the sun. But I just don't understand how you only come away with 27 rushing yards. That stood out to me. That was insane. And as much as easy it is to clown Daniel Jones, he had, other than the pick, he had a decent game.
He didn't play that
Yeah.
bad.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Like
it
He did
wasn't.
not
say
play
you
This
bad.
one
say
wasn't on him.
you say 27 rushing yards. They lost by 5 with the ball at the end. Like if you had 27, if you
Right.
said, "Hey, Joller, I'm gonna give you 27 rushing yards, for the game," you're like, "What the fuck?" Down by 5 with the ball with 45 seconds left. You're like, "Oh shit, I'll still take it. That's fine. We'll figure it out." Like,
He made some bad throws at the end, and it's like, I didn't like some of those calls. And again, Jones didn't make some good throws at the end. It is what it is. But over the course of the game, that's the difference. You have to run the ball more and control the game. The Cowboys had a slow second half. It's just that was a winnable game for the Giants, and I think just play calling it was just subpar ultimately.
shout out
Daniel Jones' throw
Justin's.
to Neighbors. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm gonna say shout out. I'm gonna say shout out Justin's player of the week, Malik Neighbors, because he's him. I'm sorry, he is him. He's him.
It doesn't look like he's going to be around probably next week, though. He looked dead on the field.
I did not know what happened. I saw the replay. I was like, yikes.
Concussion. So I don't know that what I was going to say was that Daniel Jones throw to Neighbors on the sideline was I don't know how you could have thrown a better ball than that. It was a perfect throw.
Live, I thought
It
he
gave
had
me
it.
flashback.
Live, I thought
And,
he had it.
yeah, I thought he did too. I did not see it, come out until the replay, but it gave me flashbacks of, and it wasn't as deep of a ball, obviously, but it gave me flashbacks to that Aaron Rodgers throw to Jared Cook down the sideline in the 2016
The
playoff game.
ballerina catch,
It,
the tippy toes.
it looked just like that, and I was like, oh, fuck, dude, like here we go, right?
Except it
Wait,
wasn't in the playoffs since week 3.
in that game,
But yeah, it was kind
did
of
Dez catch that? I forgot. Did he catch
That was
that?
not in that game. That was 2014, and yes, he did catch
Sorry,
that.
the hard one.
Yeah, that honestly, in the grand montage of all-time Aaron Rodgers throws, that the ballerina catch throw was probably top 5 burned in my brain, to be honest with you. That's one of the best catches with the game on the line. Everything about it, it was money. Yeah, it was very Aaron Rodgers-esque, I guess you could say.
Yeah. So,
But enough praise of Daniel Jones. I saw this stat. I had to mention it. He is now, after tonight, all time 1-7 against Dallas and 1-13 in all primetime games.
The Kirk
X.
Cousins of football or no?
The Kirk Cousins of I don't want Kirk Chains is he gets a pass now. It's now Daniel Jones who is the primetime prince. That's just 1-13 in primetime is dreadful.
well, the reason Kirk Cousins had that label is because he seemed to be fine everywhere else. Daniel Jones is just
That's
ass
true.
everywhere.
That
You know
is
what I mean?
true. Kirk would play great outside of prime time and then shit the
Yeah,
bed.
yeah.
No, definitely.
That's fair.
Definitely.
But Cowboys schedule coming up at Pittsburgh, home for Detroit, at San Francisco, at Atlanta, home for Philly, home for Houston.
Yikes. Oh my god. There's
That's
none
fair.
that are actually like right away, oh, that's gonna be a win. None of them. You can
No.
lose all those
I
and you
would
would not be surprised.
I would bet that they are underdogs in every one of those games. Up until the Thanksgiving day at Washington.
If that. We'll
Run
see.
through it again real quick.
If Jayden Daniels fucking runs the table.
Yeah, so here we go, right? We're at Pittsburgh next week, home for Detroit, then you get your bye week. At San Francisco, at Atlanta, home for Philly, home for Houston. And then you're at Washington.
You might be favored in the Houston game depending on how Houston's playing. That's obviously a long time from now. But
if Pittsburgh goes out and sucks this week, maybe,
Yeah, maybe.
But
that sounds crazy when you first hear it, but like thinking about it, there is a possibility they might be dogs in all those games, which is crazy.
Schedule is not
favorable.
Not kind to them.
Favorable.
Yeah. But we'll
What do
see what
you
happens.
what are you thinking looking at that down the road? Like honest
I'm
assessment.
I'm thinking 3 straight losses, a win at Atlanta. Probably you probably beat Philly at home, lose to Houston. So maybe you win 2 out of the next, I don't know, 5.
5,
Yeah.
Which would put them
4 and 7.
No. They're 2-2 right now. So that would put them at 4-5 going into Thanksgiving. Which, I mean, that sounds about right to
someone
me.
pull up
Right about
what's
500 football.
Washington's schedule? I'm curious now.
Washington has a much
Justin's
easier schedule.
Justin's got it. Justin's on schedule watch.
Washington's next game's at Arizona, home for Cleveland. Then you go to Baltimore, but after that, you're home for Carolina, home for Chicago, at the Giants.
Very doable.
Commanders
I
NFC
mean,
East Championships, baby. We're calling it now.
I mean, yeah,
Book it. Sprinkle some.
it's crazy. Yeah. I 100% have more faith in Washington than I do Dallas, for sure.
As Inland Empire people, born and raised, I think this is officially a pro Jayden Daniels podcast.
Jayden Daniels
we're all
pod,
in.
baby.
We're all in on Jayden Daniels. Maybe not Justin week to week, but
I root against him, but I mean, the kid looks crazy right now.
Love it.
yeah, Cowboys, they might be cooked. I don't know. Again,
Yeah.
I hate making stuff up too early, but like they looked bad the last 2 weeks. They could have. I mean, I didn't think they were going to lose this game, but there was a time where they could have lost this game if the Giants had halfway competent coaching in the fourth quarter and had they actually ran the fucking ball, but
Yeah.
they didn't. So the Cowboys got out. And then Aubrey missing the 50-yarder. I mean, he's human. Everyone's talking about the spread in Vegas and bullshit and whatever, but
He
is
hit
that
a
the first?
60-yarder before that. That was the first
Yeah,
50-plus yard field goal he's ever missed. So
yeah, he
I
gets
give it to him.
props.
Whatever.
Still MVP?
Yeah, dude. 2 60-yard field goals in 2 weeks? Come on, man. He went up there is like Zach was saying. I mean, he walked up there and he's like, man, I could kick this with my eyes closed. And he he pulled it right just a bit, and whatever.
A bit.
It
Well,
was pretty close.
he pushed it. He pushed it right.
But what I was Eagles, right? So if we're talking about NFC East, Eagles schedule at Tampa Bay, home for Cleveland, at New York, at Cincinnati, home for Jacksonville. It's like the Dallas is like, but by Thanksgiving, I think we'll know. Dallas is fucked.
Yeah, you got to keep up on the Aubrey stats though, like his point totals for the year, because like I saw something earlier in the week, like big names that he has outscored thus far. We got to keep
Yeah.
track week to week and see, like, jokes aside, is he actually an MVP candidate?
I
as
think
a
after
kicker?
last week, the only person that had outscored him was Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, like I'm not even joking. Like he's
Yeah.
literally putting up more points than like a ton of big name receivers in the NFL. So it's like shit. If he's like legitimately a point leader through 6-7 weeks, we can actually make a case that he might actually be the league MVP
Make a
as a
couple
kicker.
63 pluses. Then I'll sprinkle some in Vegas. So
And then 60 and we never saw 60-yard field goals before, maybe, I don't know, a couple years
Justin
ago.
Tucker.
And now it's, before Justin Tucker, who
Nah, dude,
arguably is
later
the
in
worst
Denver.
kicker in the league now. That's true too. Justin Tucker is now arguably the worst kicker in the league, which is crazy.
He'll be back.
Who knows? Once
You
you
think
start
he's
missing
done?
like that, man, it's hard to get it back.
Well, Mason Crosby had that year a few years ago where he was missing everything under the sun. Like, I don't know if you guys remember that. It was probably like 4 or 5 years ago. He was missing
I do.
everything. He was like legitimately one of the worst kickers in the league. And they're like, no, he's our guy. He's been here forever. He'll be fine. And he bounced back. So the idea of writing off Justin Tucker just seems premature. But I know what you're saying. Like, he hasn't been great so far.
I mean, it might be my PTSD from Dan Bailey. I mean, Dan Bailey was one of the best kickers in the league for a long time for Dallas.
Break the leg.
And then he had 1 year where it was just shit, and he never got better. So I don't know.
We'll see.
Break the leg's in New York now, right? He's with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
I don't think he's in it.
I think so.
Yeah, Greg
I
Zerline's
think
with the
so.
Jets.
Yeah.
Greg the leg,
Someone look
baby.
that up. I'm almost positive he is.
Um, but anyways, no, definitely good Thursday night game to kick us off. Like the close division matchups, I think on Thursday night back in the day from 6 7 years ago. Thursday night games are always dog shit, but I think they Amazon Prime really put the boosters on and put on some good games. So I like it. But starting off our week 4 Thursday night game, let's look towards what we got for Sunday, gentlemen. We'll kind of talk over the 10 a.m. slate real quick. I'll just run through them just so you know. Broncos at Jets, Saints at Falcons, Eagles at Bucks, Bengals at Panthers, Jags at Texans, Rams at Bears. Start off with our predictions with Broncos at Jets. Joller, what do you got?
Jets. I mean, the Broncos looked good last week, but I thought they looked pretty bad weeks 1 and 2. Jets at home. Jets looked great last week. Aaron Rodgers moved the ball well. I think that's a pretty easy pick.
On 11 days rest, right? Because they play Thursday, so they got the mini bye week, if they call it, right? Too also helps. Justin, what do you think?
Yeah, I have the Jets, obviously. I mean, 7.5 is a lot of points, so I don't know that I'd probably take the Broncos with 7.5.
Oh,
But if I'm just picking outright, it's gonna be Jets, you know.
I probably picked Jets to cover. I think home Aaron Rodgers is going to put on another show again. Him and Garrett Wilson are getting more acquainted. I think they're going to connect for at least a touchdown, if not maybe like an extra fourth quarter late touchdown to like extend it to like 15 points or something like two possession game. I think they close it out. I think Bo Nix had a good game last week, but can't sustain it against the goat, if you will, currently.
I would agree if it wasn't for that game last week. I mean, Baker Mayfield looked so good for 2 weeks, and then last week it just wasn't there for him, right? So I just felt I don't know, 7.5 is a lot of points.
Jolly, you think they'll cover though? Jets or no? Just I'm just noting things.
Yeah, I mean, 7.5 is on paper that's a lot, but I don't really. I mean, for me personally, I don't really believe in the Broncos right now. So I don't think, even though it's a lot, I think the Jets will cover. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, two against one. Justin, if we
Well,
win, you owe us our bets. So good call. Um,
that's fine.
next one: Saints at Falcons. Kamara question mark. He's not playing. He might be playing. Who knows? Falcons coming off of should have won. That was a pass interference in the end zone. Don't at me. What do you think, Justin?
I'm actually surprised Falcons are -2.5 here. Sure, they played a close game against the Chiefs, but so did the Bengals, right? So it's like, I mean, what does that really mean, right?
I think it's more
Saints
like
played
even. I
Philly.
feel like if the line closed even, I'd be like, that's fair.
Yeah, and you know, like home team usually gets 3 points, so I get it, but it's still I don't know. Like the Saints lost to the Eagles last week by what, like 5 points, something like that.
Three.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think I take the Saints outright in this game.
Yeah, I kind of like the Saints to bounce back. I mean, they looked so good to start that, last week was a little bit of a surprise, but this is actually kind of an interesting game because,
They're both coming off a loss.
yeah, they're both coming off a loss. The Falcons are home, so I don't think it's out of the possibility the Falcons snag this one. If the Saints lose, I think maybe they came back down to earth, Derek Carr. People are going to think, after that hot start, did it already flame out? My gut feeling, I'm going with the Saints on this one. Um, but I expect it to be a close game.
I think it'd be a good one. Nice little NFC South matchup.
Out.
I think it's a good one. Obviously, 2.5 sounds about reasonable for a divisional matchup. If Kamara is out, I will say I'm leaning towards Falcons winning. But if Kamara plays, I do have the Saints coming back from, tough loss against the Eagles at home, no less, to beat the Falcons at home or at their home. So,
Yeah, I'd like to change my pick. If Kamara's out, then I think Falcons take it.
awesome.
So yeah.
Don't take backsies.
So, I do
No,
agree
that's
with
just
y'all. I
common
think that's gonna
sense.
be a good one. It's a good one.
I
Both
think it'll
coming
be
off
close. I
tough
don't think it'll be
losses.
lopsided.
Both coming off tough losses that weren't supposed to win those games. Like Saints, Eagles, tough game. Falcons, Chiefs, tough game. They're both coming off L's. Both of them like I freaking need a win right now. So I think it'll be a good one. It'll be fun, hard fought. It's gonna be close, one possession for sure. If Kamara plays, I'm going Saints. I think he's their X factor. Like, put him over the top. But speaking of NFC South, we got Eagles at the Buccaneers. What do you got, Jolly?
Honestly, I'm gonna go with the Bucks, man. I'm feeling it. I think a bounce back week for
I
Baker and
picked
the
him too,
Bucks.
baby.
Yeah, I just gut feeling, man. I like I said earlier, I don't think the Eagles are like that good and that consistent. I think they're a good team, but they just haven't really wowed me so far. The Bucks I thought looked really good the first 2 weeks. Baker had a groove. The off week, chance to bounce back at home. Again, I think it'll be a really close game, but gut feeling I'm going with the Bucks.
Justin.
I think the Eagles win this one. I don't know. After last week, sure, you could say it's a fluke game, whatever, right? But it's Denver. I don't know, man. Like last week, I said I think this is one of the Bucks. Like okay, they're a good team, but they just happen to lose one of these games. But the Eagles' only loss came off Saquon's fingertips. So at this point, I think that I almost consider them a 3-0 team, and at -1.5, I think that's a bit small. I think they should be like a 3-point favorite here. I don't know. I think the Eagles win this one.
I do like the Bucks in this one. I think Baker bounces back. I think he kind of gets in a groove. I think it kind of shows that Jalen Hurts is not that good. Devontae Smith also got murdered last week, so I'm gonna bet not playing. So
Is he
I don't want to
playing?
say I would bet not. Someone wants to check me on that. Um, he got roughed up pretty bad on a rough play. If those who haven't seen it, look it up. Devontae Smith, Saints tackle, but
Dead.
Oh, he got
murder.
sandwiched, kind of.
I think the Buck can pull it off. Their defense comes back to Vita Vea, Antoine Winfield. They can kind of put it up too, because that was their big issue against Denver. I think Baker at home, they could be all right. I got the Bucks, and
Hmm.
they win. That's big notice for the Eagles. Like, holy crap, maybe we are kind of mid. So who knows?
I'm hoping for it. I don't know. I don't think.
This
Yeah.
next one is kind of a wild card for me. Bengals at Panthers. Bengals is a must win, but it's almost too late. And Panthers, you're like, fuck it. Andy Dalton, go throw us four tutties. What do you want?
What do you mean it's too late? They're 0-3 and they got to win week 4. If they're going to do it, it's going to be this week.
Nah, I'm saying this is it,
Yeah.
but is it too late? What do you think, Jard? What do you got?
For a brief moment, I forgot Andy Dalton exists. So I take a step back. I control Z that previous statement. Yeah, the Red Rockets back. Bengals are cooked. No, I'm just kidding. I think there's two things that are going to happen. I think Joe Burrow's going to have a career day and go balls to the wall and just play out of his freaking mind. Will his team to victory, regardless of how shit the defense is. However, if Andy Dalton looks anything like he did last week, this Bengals defense sucks. And crazy to even say this, but the Panthers very well could win. Yeah, like I said, I think Joe's going to have an amazing game.
Justin, you got a
Basically
spread for us?
outscore
-4.5 Bengals.
Bengals a cover. They have to.
They will cover.
If
I don't
Bengals
know
don't
about
cover,
that
they
one,
lose
my
the game
friend.
outright. They won't win by 3. They'll either win by 10 or lose.
I hate
That's my
spreads.
thought.
I'm picking the Bengals. I think they could lose, but I already said the Bengals. I'm sticking with Joe. He's going to have a career game. He's going to will the guys to victory. Remember, I said this.
All right, oh, we got
I thought for sure the Bengals would win last week, and then they shit the bed. So I'm just gonna take the Panthers because they made me look
it.
stupid.
Oh man,
And we'll see what happens. Come on, Andy Dalton.
1 week ago, we were
the
just
revenge
collectively
Andy
just
Dalton
shitting
game.
on the Panthers, and now we're
It is the
now we're
revenge
pick.
Andy Dalton game. That's a good point.
Revenge game, baby.
How did I not think of that?
Revenge
Panthers are
game.
going to sell it. Panthers are going to sell out the stadium with their $1.75 tickets, and they're going to go crazy.
Oh my God, it's too perfect. I can't change my pick. Bengals by a million. It's fine.
No, I'm
Lock of the
riding with
century.
Justin, dude. I'm riding with Justin. I think Bengals are cooked.
What?
This is a must-win
Come on,
game.
Andy.
I agree
Come
with
on.
Justin too. Justin made a comment. He said, "Does Jamar Chase not practicing fuck it all up?" Yes. T. Higgins being quote unquote hurt, whatever bullshit, fucks it up too. Panthers,
Holding out
they're
on his
winning.
rookie deal. Yeah.
Panthers, baby.
To the
Oh my
moon.
God.
Damn, send it, baby. All right, we'll see. That's a good one. We'll mark that one. We'll
How
come
how
back to it.
much one single week changes?
I don't know.
Think about what we were talking
That's,
about last week, and then Andy Dalton just says, "I'm fucking back, dude. I never left. I don't here. I have the worst roster in the NFL, dude. I threw 300 yards by fucking halftime. Not exactly 300 yards, but just I stand
hey,
corrected, like 260 with 3 touchdowns. I'm sorry.
Adam Thielen is the GOAT, man. DJ Moore, who?
He's hurt.
He's
Adam
hurt.
Thielen's on
Is he
IR.
Yeah, he
hurt?
is hurt. Yeah.
Oh,
Who
I
Yeah,
did
he's
cares?
on
not know
Throw
that.
IR.
anyone in there. Who cares?
Doesn't matter.
Throw Jonathan Stewart back in there, dude. Who gives a shit, man?
Yeah, get him off the
This
couch.
is
Get him off the couch at
probably
home, dude. Sign him for a 1 day deal.
Steve
Have a career
Smith,
day.
is he still there?
I
it's
suck, son. I
probably
suck.
it's probably an egregious overreaction, but I'm riding with my boy. Red Rocket, let's go.
Let's go.
So
Let's
it's two
go.
against one, huh?
Damn. R.I.P.
I'm the only one riding with Joey Blonde.
You're
Trash.
the only one picking with any
Shady.
logic here. That's for sure.
I mean, it's a fair point, but
Logic gets
I
you
just
nowhere in this game.
yeah, I don't know. Joey B career day. That's all I'm saying.
Next game, AFC South matchup. Uh, I don't have much expecting out of this one. Jacksonville at Houston. Stroud coming off that tough loss in Minnesota. I think he's going to ball out. And as we kind of touched on, earlier, we don't have to rehash about T-Law, but I think CJ Stroud's going to show up and be like, "Nah, this is my division. This is it right here." But I could be wrong.
Yeah,
Justin, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think last week is one of those things you burn the tape, you forget about it, you move on, and you go and hang 40 on Jacksonville.
That's yep.
yeah. This
Yeah.
is definitely a get right game. Obviously, I think last week was kind of a one off. I think the Texans will still be good. I'm gonna pick against the Jaguars probably for 17 straight weeks unless they miraculously turn it around.
Then
I
why is your
expect this to
survival
be
pick
like
0-3?
don't worry about it. That's in the
That's
past.
facts.
Hey,
That's facts. First
we're
three
on this
weeks,
week.
man.
We're on to this week. We're not talking
You know,
about
I set up 3 strikes specifically for you, hoping you'd make it to like week
you
6.
always set up 3 strikes. What are you talking about? I'm always like the first one out. I'm always like I'm down
You know,
two by week 5.
you're why we set up 3 strikes, man, and you made it to week 3.
First of all, I
So
already forgot who I picked.
it's gotta be a new record, man. It's gotta be a new record.
Yeah,
Peyton, if you just handed her the phone and you let her pick whichever team she wanted,
She would have got
she'd
it.
still be in it
it's not
for
true.
sure.
How did this go from the Texans Jaguars pick to my
It's,
again shade from my Survivor pick? How did that segue? I don't understand. I already forgot who I picked, but I know week 2 it was lock of the century. It wasn't even a bad pick. You can't even say it
it
was a
was
bad pick,
Baltimore. You picked Baltimore over Vegas.
which is an obvious pick.
It, in fact, was not a lock.
You say that now. You're saying straight up you don't take Baltimore there?
I
It's
do.
okay because I took Vegas over Carolina last week, so I got shit on.
Yeah. You disrespected the Red Rocket, and look what you get.
I did.
You
I
knew
still
he
got
was
2 strikes though.
starting too.
I knew, and I knew all week. I said it on last week's pod. I
Ye of
said
little faith.
no. I knew. I was like, man, I'm gonna get the Raiders are gonna get fucking lit up by Andy Dalton, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, at least you know you deserve what you got. So,
I still got 2 strikes. I'm fine.
anyways, yeah, I think it'll be like 24-3 at half. Texans. I think it's gonna be a blowout. It's gonna make the Bills game from this week. Jaguars don't have a snowball chance in hell. Yeah, that's
It's
it.
tough. Back-to-back games though. At Bills, at Texans, kind of tough, but yeah, gotta play the hand you're dealt.
Yeah.
Next
Well,
one, kind of an odd one. Rams coming off that really crazy win. Rams at
the injury bowl.
Chicago. Rams at Chicago. I don't know how I feel about this game. I picked the Rams personally. just because they came off that really good dub, but I think the Rams overall, even with the injuries, are still a better team than the penultimate Chicago Bears. But I could be wrong. What do you think, Justin?
That is, I assume, I haven't been following everything on the Rams. I assume Puka's still out.
Cooper's Cup's out too. Yes.
Is Cooper Cup out too? Yeah, I don't know. I think the Rams still win here. I'm surprised Chicago is favored by 3 points. That's pretty crazy. Um,
considering how they looked.
yeah, it has to be an injury thing, but I can't pick Chicago.
No.
Yeah, I think this game could be closer than we might think because of all the injuries. I'm trying to not be biased here, but the Bears' offense has not looked great. Caleb had a lot of garbage time passes last week. I mean, he said he threw for 300
Hmm.
yards, whatever. They threw the ball 53 times. So yeah, you do the math, it wasn't as good as it looked. I do think the Rams, pound for pound, are a better team, even with the injuries. But I could see it being close, to be honest. I could see it being like a 3-point game or something. Maybe another miraculous last minute field goal. I mean, the Bills' defense is really good. They looked awesome the first few weeks. That's their saving grace. Um, if the Bears get an early lead, maybe, or turnover or something, maybe they can get the win. But I don't know. I think the Rams are still a better team. I think they'll get the win. I think it'll be close, though.
I agree. I agree. I think it'll be close. I don't think it'll be a blowout for sure, but definitely Rams. All three of us agree on that one. All right, morning games. We will touch on the 3-0 teams at the end, but just the last 1 p.m. games: Commanders at Cards, Patriots at Niners, and Cleveland at Las Vegas. The first one, Washington coming off a monster win in Monday Night Football at the Cardinals. I will
Game
say
of the
my thoughts
week.
first. I think Washington's going to come out and win because, again, I will say it
Damn.
again. I do not like Kyler Murray. I don't think he's that good. Love Marvin Harrison, maybe the Ohio State, but I do think Jayden Daniels comes out with the dub away in Arizona. Joller?
Um, again, I think this is going to be a really close game. If the Commanders win back to back on the road, that's crazy impressive, I think, for this point in the season, 3, 4 weeks. I think the Cardinals' offense is electric. It's could be a high scoring game. I think the Cardinals have the edge here. My gut feeling. See, this is tough. I don't want to like be wishy washy. I don't know. This game is kind of a toss up for me. I think You know what? Fuck it. Commanders gonna win this game. Jayden Daniels all the way.
Damn.
They win by 3.
Damn.
I said what I said.
I think the Cardinals win. I don't have any logic to back it up, but I until Washington wins 2 in a row, I haven't seen it happen in fucking the 30 years I've been alive, pretty much, except for RG3's 1 year wonder that he had. So I don't know. I pick the Cardinals to win. I think Marvin Harrison goes off.
All right.
Yeah,
No, we'll see. That's good one. We'll see. I think that's good. I think it'll be close. It'll be a fun one. Um, next game on the slate. This was a trash one, but so weird. Patriots at Niners. Um, this game kind of sucks to me. Like I don't know. I see no interest in this game. I did pick the Patriots to cover, but I think the Niners will win.
Mm-hmm.
But
Patriots will cover, I think.
what was the spread, Justin? I know it's gonna be high. It's probably like 2 possessions. I'm gonna guess. I think they
Ten and a
cover maybe.
half.
There you go.
10.5 is way too many, but who knows?
Um,
This is their get right game, right? This is San Francisco's get right game.
10.5 points. Yeah, that's a bit. But Niners, easy pick. Not gonna overthink it. At home, seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, I think they'll win. I just think having the Niners win by 2 possessions with a team that's on one leg is tough. And who knows? Maybe we might see more Drake May football. Who knows? I don't know. Last
I don't know
one.
about that. I think they're going to keep Jacoby in there for as long as they can.
After throwing for 47 and a half feet last week, we'll see. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
dude. Last one, another. Honestly, tap not watching this game. I vote one of you guys watch it. Browns at Raiders.
No
Gardner
thanks.
Minshew, the goat, the mustache goat. I pick him to win. I think Deshaun Watson is cooked. He's gonna take his money and retire because he is dog water. And the Raiders lost their home opener last week to the Andy Dalton Panthers. I think they win this one at home.
I think so too. I think Max Crosby has a field day against that
Three,
Browns
four
offensive
sacks or
line.
something.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And Gardner to Devontae Adams is just -2 is it's a weird spread. I don't know. You see -2.5 a lot, but -2 is kind of weird.
That's a
But yeah, I
coin
think
flip.
Raiders win. I think Raiders cover.
Yeah, I mean, this is like I see this like matchup, and the first thing I think of is the Peter Griffin meme. Oh my God, who the hell cares? Because
Yeah,
like no one. I mean, yeah, but the Browns' offensive line is bad. Deshaun looks bad. Max Crosby could have an absolute field day. The Raiders suck, but at home, I mean, there's nothing the Browns have shown me that leads me to believe they can confidently be favored in the game thus far. So. Yeah, again, it could be a shit bowl, it could be close, but yeah, I think the Raiders win for sure.
Good one. All right, we'll finish this Sunday preview or week 4 preview rather with the 3-0 teams. The two morning games: Steelers at Colts, Vikings at Packers. We kind of hit both of those since that's both of our teams. You and I, Jaller, pick the Colts, yes, because they're my team, blah blah whatever. But in my head, I can't picture the Justin Fields led Steelers going 4-0, so that's what I'm betting on. I'm not betting on the Colts winning. I'm just betting on the Justin Fields led Steelers not going 4-0. That's my whole dilemma.
I don't think it's more of Justin if Justin Fields blows it. I think it's more if like Anthony Richardson can right the ship.
I
You know,
agree. Yeah,
he had some big throws week one, and then after that, it's just the offense has been really bad. They looked really bad against the Packers. Um, Offensively, just kind of regressed since week one. So this is kind of a big game, not obviously just for the record, but like a showing from him. And if they can move the ball, they can absolutely win the game. The Steelers aren't lighting it up on offense; it's their defense that's playing out of their minds. So yeah, I think it's a get right game for Anthony Richardson. They have to put something together. They have to have some sort of signs of life. But at this time with the Steelers defense, I think Steelers win.
Anthony Richardson's pick might have been the worst throw I've ever seen. Like the pick in the end zone last week, and now he's going to play the Steelers defense. I don't know. I just think it's
Steelers
just on
defense
that
is
alone.
crazy good.
Justin Fields though might have had the best throw all season last
That didn't
week if you
count.
didn't see it. No, it did. To George Pickens down the sideline on the run. Crazy throw. If you haven't seen it, go look it up from last week. I think he's getting better, and I think there's no way Mike Tomlin pulls him and puts Russ in anytime soon. I think Steelers 4-0, and that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. All right. Two for Steelers, one for Colts. We'll see. We'll hold this one together. The other 10 a.m. one: Vikings at Packers. Jaller, I picked the Vikings. I can't see Malik Willis going 3-0 if with him, but if Jordan
Yeah.
Love comes out miraculously, then that changes it for me. I don't think he's gonna play. I wouldn't play
I
him,
still don't know if he's playing, to be honest.
but it's hard for me to. Sam Darnold's gonna throw the ball. Bottom line, he's gonna throw the ball, and Malik Willis is not. And I have Sam
Yeah,
Darnold outthrowing Malik Willis.
I wish this game was in Minnesota now,
Yeah.
especially if Jordan doesn't play, and then when it's fucking freezing in November, December, you get them second time around when maybe the division's closer, more playoff implications, things like that. Yeah, I mean, I said last week Vikings look really good. Somehow, some way, the Packers are favored in this game. I think it's like -2 right now.
Minus two and a
Again,
half.
-2.5 for now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Jordan might play. He practiced last week a bit. Um, the Vikings defense is really good, though. I think they have like the best pass rush in the league, or like top three through 3 weeks. So it's not really a great game to throw him back in unless he's like completely good to go. I could see it kind of going both ways. But I mean, worst case scenario, they lose this one, they're 2-2, and Love comes back next week for the Rams game, which will be a big win. Which with the injuries and stuff could be a winnable game. Maybe, who knows? But yeah, obviously I'm pulling for the Packers, but um, it'll be a tough game, I think.
Well, what's your gut feeling? What's your gut feeling tell you?
That feeling Jordan Love plays to win by a million? No, I'm just kidding. The Packers defense, which I haven't been able to say in a long time, has actually been played really well. If they can get to Sam Darnold early or force a couple turnovers, they could definitely, I think, win this game. I mean, they had 7 takeaways on defense last year, and they have 8 through 3 weeks now. So defense is obviously playing a lot better. I'll say Packers pull it out, last minute field goal.
Wow. Even with Malik Willis, huh?
Even with Malik Willis.
Yeah, I think I agree with Zach. I can't pick Malik Willis for third straight week. Not against the Vikings defense. I
It's
don't
2
know.
and 0.
I think this is about the time during Sam Darnold's season with Carolina where he looked like MVP Sam Darnold, right? And then it was all the shit after that. But I don't know. It feels different with the teams that they beat and how they beat them. Um, I don't know. Until they prove us otherwise, I think you got to go with Minnesota, especially against a backup quarterback who's been there for now
Yeah,
what 3 weeks.
yeah,
So
that's fair.
yeah,
I mean, I was praising Sam last week. I can't deny that. So
True,
yeah.
he was your player that was hot, right?
yeah, he was.
So I think we got one again, another divisional one, which we do love here on the Ball Knowers Pod. 1 o'clock game, the only 1 o'clock game, 1 o'clock game with a 3-0 team. Chiefs at Chargers. If Herbert plays, it's gonna be close. I picked LA because the Chiefs have to lose eventually. They have to lose eventually. You're playing, the game of the odds, right? They have to lose eventually, and I think they lose this week.
But yeah,
I don't know if this is the week, man. The Chargers
yeah.
don't typically play well against the Chiefs, I don't think. Is Kansas City going to cover if Justin Herbert plays? No, I don't think so. But
What is it?
-7 right now. But I don't know. Is he playing? Do we know?
They haven't said anything that he's not. So I'm leaning towards that he will be because he's a quarterback, high profile player. They're not gonna hold that out to like the last day.
Well, like Jordan Love,
I,
it's the same thing. He's been practicing. He's been doing drawbacks and running around. It's like, is he playing or he's not? I hate seeing all these clips. It drives me insane.
I mean, you saw Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball around like 5 weeks after he tore his Achilles last year. So
Well, that was pretty crazy,
yeah.
actually. But
No, I
we'll
think
see the
I think
highlights.
Chiefs win though. Either way, I think they win either way.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
All right, write that one again. Say less.
yeah. This is not the week. Maybe they're gonna lose a game like
Yeah,
week 8 or like a week 7 game when they're like 6-1 or something like. And then
yeah.
they'll
They
just
go to
dominate. Yeah, it'd be an inconsequential mid-season game after winning 5 straight. Like I
they
think.
go to San Francisco in week 7. So maybe that's
If
maybe.
everyone's back,
Yeah,
then maybe. I know they play Houston one of those times too. Week 10 maybe. So be nice.
They
that'll
play
be a good
Houston
game.
week 15,
No.
16, week
Playoff
16.
seeding implications, maybe, possibly,
Ooh.
perhaps.
So damn. All right. Well, 2v1 again. But Sunday night game, I do like. Nice, definitely AFC playoff esque match. Bills at Ravens. Bills 3-0, coming off a absolute murking of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Ravens coming off of what should have been a murking of the Dallas Cowboys, but I guess they let him in back into the game. But whatever.
It was
Bills at
emerging.
Bills at Ravens. I kind of have some thoughts on this one, but Joller, what do you got first for us?
Yeah, this is definitely the prime time game of the year so far. I think the Bills look freaking awesome this week. The Ravens tore it up last week without before letting the Cowboys back into the game. This could be a total shootout. This could be like 42, 40 or something crazy like that. It's just Yeah, we'll see. I think I want to pick the Ravens, but the defense is just not that great to me. It's not consistent enough. The Bills look too good. I'm not picking the Bills.
Damn, Baltimore minus 2.5 too.
Yeah, yeah.
Justin, what do you think?
Pretty surprised about that actually. I mean, maybe it's because Vegas thinks Buffalo hasn't really played anybody yet, which is kind of true, right? Arizona, Miami, Jacksonville. I don't know. Ravens at home.
Yeah,
I think. I think they turn it around here. Like last week, they got their first win, and they get back to 500 this week, and they're back on track to win the division probably. Because I don't know, I don't know if the Steelers. Yeah, they have a lot of easy games coming up, but what's going to happen at the end of the season? Are we going to have another one of those Steelers seasons where they end up 10-0 and then they end the season 11-5, right? Um,
Mike Tomlin has never had
uh,
a losing record in Pittsburgh, so if anything, they'll be like 9-8. You know.
Facts.
yeah, I mean, I think the Steelers have a lot of winnable games coming up, but I think Ravens will probably eke out the division at the end. I think this is one of the important games for them at home.
I
Yeah,
have
I agree.
Buffalo. I have Buffalo. I have Buffalo. As Justin said, they haven't played anyone. I have Buffalo turning the boosters on and showing them that they're like, nah, we're not like fucking around. This is it. Like this is the team right here. This is the game in Baltimore. We're gonna run the ball. James Cook, 2 touchdowns, 95 yards. Josh Allen maybe 210 throwing, if that, and rushing for like 60, 70 yards and just running it. And I think they win maybe, I don't know, 24-20 or something like that, to show them like what's up. We're 4-0. We're actually AFC. Like we're here. We're gonna be the Chiefs competition. Like Justin said earlier, they wrote the Bills off. Oh, that was their time in Buffalo. Had the Chiefs at home. At their own home, in the snow, in the cold, and you're gonna run some dumbass freaking trick punt play to freaking lose the game. And that was it. They're done. They lose. They sell Diggs. They sell. Freaking whoever. Like,
Fire
I think
Yeah,
fire sell everyone, and I think they come out and they show us up.
I will
I feel
say
like they
if
have to.
go ahead,
Go ahead.
Justin.
I feel like they have to. They're going to feel the implications of that at some point. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but in one of these, maybe it comes out in these bigger games against an actual opponent. I don't know. Arizona week one was tough for them, right? It looked like, the Cardinals could pull that out very easily. And then their next two games, Tua gets hurt and they played who was it again last week?
Jacksonville.
It was Jacksonville, yeah. It's
Jacksonville.
like, yeah. I don't know,
That
man.
is
I
fair
think
though. They've kind of caught a break the first few weeks as far as scheduling and well, not week
yeah.
one. Week one's week one. Right? There's always something with the week after week one. But yeah, I mean, they could have lost the game easily to Arizona. Arizona looked awesome week one. Um, I think if the Bills lose convincingly, like 2 scores, 2.5 scores, then you're kind of back to square one. Like, are the Bills that good? Are they overrated? Because then you look back at who they played, and you're like, okay, they haven't really played anybody good, and you know, so. But I'm still picking the Bills. I think they'll pull it out, but I think it'll be a close game.
My Bills or Ravens? You said Ravens when you first started. What do you want?
I
Oh
thought
yeah,
so too.
I said Bills.
Okay.
I thought you said
I
I
thought he
thought you
said
said
Ravens,
Ravens.
dude.
No, I said Bills, and then Justin picked the Ravens.
It's all right. It's all recorded. We'll watch it back.
All right, well, 2-1 Bills then. And the last game to close us out for the 3-0 teams, the 3-0 Seattle Seahawks at Detroit Lions. I cannot see Geno Smith and the Seahawks going 4-0. Another playoff kind of rematch, good NFC rematch. I think Dan Campbell bites them goddamn kneecaps and comes out with the dub right here.
Yeah. Lions for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Lions.
Dang,
I
convincing.
don't want to pick the
That
Lions, but
spread's
yeah,
got
I
to be
think Lions.
close.
Aiden Hutchinson. Um, Jared Goff has a good game. Maybe Almond Ra goes off. I don't know. I think Lions.
Lions minus
I
three
think
and
if
a
it was
half.
in Seattle, it could be kind of interesting Monday night on the road, but being in Detroit, I mean, I think overall the Lions are a more sound team overall, more consistent week to week. But yeah, I'm not trying to read too much into it. I think the Lions win this game pretty easily.
All right. Good games, good games, good outlook. We will see how it all pans out on Sunday. Once again, we thank you all for listening to the
I think
Ball
we missed
Knowers
one.
Pod. What? That was Monday Night Football game. What did I
We
miss?
missed Tennessee, Miami.
Oh, amateur hour.
Well, they're not a 3-0 team, and no one cares about that, I guess. Tennessee
Yeah,
at Miami. All right, Tennessee, they get their first win. Will Levis, cool. Congrats.
I agree.
I
I
agree
don't
too.
give a shit. They suck.
Yeah. Oh my God,
All right,
who the hell cares?
nah, no one cares. But we like all football games. We love all NFL games here on the Ball Knowers Pod. We do thank you for listening to the JJZ, Justin Joller, and Zach Ball Knowers Pod, and we will be back
And
Sunday
if you're
night.
listening, don't forget to smash that sub button, like and subscribe. We'll be back. Love you all.
Love you all. What's up? What's up?
All right, love you boys.
Yeah.